Friday afternoon, for many BallState football alums, is one of their favorite days of the year. The BallState football alumni golf outing, a chance to come back and see teammates that you played with back in the day and also mingle with Cardinals from other generations.
So many memories just driving down 69, coming off the exit of Muncie. I mean, I couldn't be more ecstatic to be here. It's my first time, so just seeing everybody.
You just get chills. So when I'm driving from Indianapolis on Interstate 69, I get off at that 332 exit and you start to reminisce. Once you get on the exit, you start thinking about some of the guys that you're going to see. You start thinking about that 93 season, and I'd give anything to go back and just relive that moment, because in your life, you don't have very many moments like that.
I remember being in these guys' shoes, back in 93, 96, and welcoming the old guys back. Now I'm one of them. So, but it's definitely a good feeling. Feels like home, so glad to be back.
It's about seeing the guys you play with, making fun of them, how fat they are, how they weren't as good as they thought they were when they were there. They say the same thing to you.
A lot of lies. Everybody remembers their plays different. We're just talking about how many touchdown passes you catch, what'd you do here. So just trying to revisit, a lot of the old plays and old times. So it's a lot of embellishing, which is great. It's good to think positive.
It's always good to come back. You know why? Because you see how many people are losing their hair, who's gotten bigger, who's getting smaller, you know what I mean? Big linemen who are smaller than you and things of that nature.
We're all a big family here. And it doesn't matter if you got out last year, if you got out in the 50s. You're still a BallState football guy. So we want to treat everybody that way, like a big family.
There's a bond that we have, having played here together, that is unlike any other bond in my life, so that whenever I want to really come home, I come home to see BallState and my teammates.
This year was particularly special because there were 5 Cardinals head coaches in attendance, spanning different eras, from Dwight Wallace all the way to Pete Lembo, and a chance for several of those coaches to reminisce with their former players.
It is fun to see them come back, and they tell stories, and the stories get better and better as they get older in there. But it is fun to see them, and I think while they were here, we tried to establish that kind of a rapport with everybody, that they felt that this was their school and that they take pride in it, and that was the thing we tried to do as much as possible. That they're here, they're not at Michigan, they're not at Notre Dame, but they're at BallState, and this is your school and your place, and you play football, and they played well.
That's where it's always fun to come back, because it's always where you're living now and what are you doing and how's the family, and you find out about the wife and kids and their aspirations, what they've accomplished, where they're headed. And I think that's where you really look back and maybe pat yourself on the back a little bit, saying, well, that was a good guy. We knew he was a good guy when we had him, and by gosh, he's really won the big game.
I think any time that you're involved in the game of football, those teams, whether it's this year or 2 years ago's team and the guy graduates, or 30 years ago, I think you have that bond of playing and representing a great university.
It's a credit to BallState, and it's certainly a credit to the guys that played here through the years. And I think it was an easy place to develop a loyalty to, and the community, but certainly you think about the guys you had a chance to coach, and when they're going to be back here, and sometimes it's once a year when you get to see them and catch up, and a lot of guys, their lives have changed since they were undergrads and playing, and it's fun to be a part of it.
This is what it's supposed to be all about. It's not about any one person in particular. It's about the program, and it's about trying to make the program better. And these guys are always a part of the family. Just because your playing days are over, that doesn't mean you leave. You help the program in other ways, and obviously coming back and networking and being part of this today is a big way to help our program.